Hi, this is Kelly. Today is Monday, February the 9th, and I screwed up. My official weigh-in days are on Sunday, and that's always when I do my videos as a check-in. But I got distracted on something or other yesterday, and I just completely forgot until it was time for me to crawl into bed. So, no, not happening then. So, as of yesterday, Sunday, February the 8th, my official weigh-in day, my weight is 200.6 pounds, which means I've lost 2.2 pounds since last week. And my total weight loss is now 110.4. So I had a really good week. 2.2 pounds is very good for me. Usually, I'm around 1.5 maybe. So I'm very happy about that, especially since I haven't been exercising very much lately. Why? Well, when you live in an apartment where the electricity is paid for by the landlord, that means the landlord controls the thermostat. And we've been having a real cold snap up here in upstate New York, and end result is all I want to do is huddle under my blankets all the time. I mean, it's not like I'm in danger of freezing to death, but the place could be warmer. And if I had control of the thermostat, it definitely would be. But, meantime, I'm still losing weight, so I can't complain too much about that. One thing I've noticed, let me move this over a bit. I've noticed on the YouTube channels I follow, and I follow a lot of them, people who are doing a plant-based or vegan diet, that a lot of them seem to lean really heavily into the vegetables. They eat a lot of veggies and very little fruit, or they lean really heavily into the fruit and don't eat a whole lot of vegetables. And, me, I'm in the middle here. I mean, some days I eat a lot of fruit for my lunch, but I always have starches for dinner, and so I think it sort of averages out to be about half and half, really. Well, today, grocery day, I had a big bowl of watermelon, and I had a small bowl of grapes, and I had a few dates. So that was definitely fruit heavy. But tonight, I'm going to have something with potatoes and beans. I haven't decided yet which one it would be specifically, but something with beans and potatoes, because that's what I love. For dinners, usually I'll have a hearty soup with a lot of potatoes and some beans in it, or I'll have a stir fry with soy curls and rice, or I'll have chili, with lots of beans and lentils too. And at lunchtime, I might have at least once a week I'll have an all fruit lunch like today. But otherwise, I'll have a couple slices of Ezekiel bread with some jam and some fruit. Or I'll have some oatmeal with fruit. And sometimes I might have some veggies with a dip that I make, a hummus style dip I'll make. So lunches tend to be heavy on the fruit, but I always have a lot of vegetables for dinner, but I'll still have some more fruit for dessert, like some dates or an apple or banana or something like that. So, I think on the whole, I tend to sort of average out 50-50, just not necessarily in a particular day. And I don't see why I need to choose. Maybe it's just somebody who's not eating much vegetables, doesn't like vegetables, and somebody who's not eating a lot of fruit has convinced themselves they'll gain weight on fruit. But it's not true, And I don't, I don't, I don't see why you need to choose between the two, really. And that's part of the problem is, somebody finds what works for them. And they seem to have this intense need to tell everybody else on the internet this is the only way to do it. You know, I've been losing a lot of weight. 110 pounds is not to be sneezed at, even though I need to lose another 50. But I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it. And I don't quite see why, you have to be so evangelistic about it. It's, people are different. Some people are having success on a diet that probably wouldn't work for me because I'm not young like they are. I don't have a good metabolism anymore. I kind of doubt I ever did. Well, I'd take it back. I was a little kid. I could eat damn well anything I wanted to and never gain an ounce. But, part of the reason this diet works for me is because I can still lose weight even being older, more or less sedentary, and having a, sluggish metabolism. Other people can do a different diet if they're a lot younger and a lot more physically active and get results on that. We're different. We're different. So, if you have a diet that's working for you and you feel healthy, there's some diets that'll work for you, but they'll put you in the hospital if you keep them up for too long. That's the problem. You gotta get a balance between healthy and results. And some diets, at least the way people pursue them, don't produce both. When I first started this weight loss journey 2 years ago this month, I did low carb and I was getting results, but my health was being affected, and I knew it was. And I did it anyway because as long as I was getting results, I thought it was worth the risk, because I was scared at how heavy I'd gotten. But when I stopped getting results, it wasn't hard to convince myself to switch to a different diet. And I'm so glad I did. Every other time in my life, when I had a diet that stopped working, I would just give up and go back to, the way things were before. And I quickly regained any weight I'd lost, and then slowly, year after year, gained some more. That's been my pattern my whole life. But for once, instead of just giving up completely, I switched from low carb to low fat, whole food, plant-based, low fat. And I'm not only getting results, I'm feeling good. I don't feel like I'm fighting my body, and I'm not having some of the side effects I was having with my low carb diet. So I'm not going to tell anybody they have to do things a particular way. I'm just saying, whatever you're doing, balance results and your health, and keep trying until you find something that works for you. I have whole food, low fat, plants, and I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I'm starving myself, and my body doesn't feel stressed out all the time. And I can remember times when I was younger when I was stressed out a lot because I was practically starving myself. And, you know, it shouldn't be so hard to figure out what works, but there's not a consensus because people are different enough that you can find somebody getting a good result on just about any diet you can think of. But it's not what that diet did for that one person, is what it's doing for you that matters. So keep experimenting until you find something that works for you, that gets results in a healthy way. And be patient with yourself, because it does take time. Take care. Bye.